Hello and welcome. In this video we are working on a Samsung refrigerator that is not making any ice. This is a common problem in most Samsung fridges, and the repair procedure will apply to most of them. But before we get into any major repairs, let's first confirm these 3 steps. Is the ice maker turned off on the user panel? If it's turned off, there should be a dedicated button for the ice maker on-off function. Holding that button for 3 seconds will cycle the ice maker between on and off. Second, let's confirm that the ice chute dispenser flapper is opening and upon closing to have a good seal. If your ice bucket is stuck, then you may need additional help from a steamer to remove it. Ours isn't stuck too bad, so we will tug on it gently to remove it from ice maker compartment. And third, we will visually inspect the ice bucket, especially around the edge, to make sure it's free of cracks and gasket is not torn or ripped. And here's where the fun begins. If you see that your ice maker is beginning to develop a symptom called 50 Shades of Frost, then you are experiencing the notorious Samsung ice maker problem. Tools we're using for this repair are impact drill, flathead screwdriver, towels, steamer, and Samsung mystery box. But before we get into the mystery box that's supposed to solve all our problems, I want to warn everyone out there who is wanting to use a hairdryer to defrost that ice maker. If you're using a hairdryer, make sure you don't fry the ice maker compartment beyond repair. Ice maker compartment is plastic and uses styrofoam for insulation. Styrofoam will melt if exposed to enough heat. If that happens, say goodbye to your ice making function. Remove the plastic cover to expose ice maker and auger assembly connectors. Remove the ice maker connector. If ice maker is completely frozen over, you will need to pick away at the ice to access and remove ice maker screw located right here. Align the ice maker compartment with a towel to avoid water running out of compartment. And now start steaming. If this video helps you in any way, please click that like button. Even better, hit that subscribe button. Once all ice is defrosted, you're ready to pull the ice maker out. Be careful on this next step. Ice maker has a coil looping around the inside of it. This coil is a cooling coil and is part of the whole fridge sealed system. Do not attempt to jerk this ice maker out if it's not coming out, as this could cause damage to the coil and or a possible sealed system leak, which will result in a complete cooling failure. Gently pull down on the ice maker drain duct. Press on the tab on top of the ice maker to release the ice maker from its seated position. Then gently pull down some more on the drain duct. You should have a big enough opening now that will allow your fingers to fit through to reach the coil loop and gently push it down past the retaining fins of the ice maker, thus allowing the ice maker to fully slide out of the ice maker compartment. Once ice maker is removed, next step is to remove the auger assembly. But before the auger assembly will slide out, you have to make sure that all ice is defrosted, including any ice you see around the auger and especially in this airflow path. Failure to remove all ice from airflow path will result in auger assembly binding when being removed. With your flathead screwdriver, lift up on the auger bottom hook and turn screwdriver 180 degrees to keep the hook lifted. Pull auger out slightly past the hook channel and disconnect the wiring harness. Now you're ready to completely remove the auger assembly. Remove any remaining ice left in the ice compartment and wipe compartment completely dry. And now it's time to dig into our Samsung mystery box. Looks like we got a new auger assembly drain tube with heater, zip tie, Y-clips and a retainer clip, which we will get to later on in the video, a new ice maker, and a new control board. Not much pointers here, except that replacing this drain tube really tested my patience on this one. Even though it's held in place by 2 screws and 1 zip tie, it made me want to pull all my hair out. Once ice maker compartment is free of all ice and is nice and dry, it's time to apply the special silicone around the inside perimeter of the ice compartment. Per Samsung, the silicone is applied to prevent any warm air from entering the ice compartment. Here are the Y-clips and the retainer clip. Remove the old retainer clip and install the new one, and then attach the Y-clip to the bottom of the cooling loop. Make sure there is no gap in between the Y-clip and the rectangular rear wall retainer clip that you just installed. Y-clips must be positioned straight down. They must not be crooked or sideways. If they are, water will pool up on the surface and freeze, and where there is a little ice at first, could turn into a lot of ice later. Once that's out of the way, go ahead and slide the updated auger assembly back into the compartment. Grab a medium to small size screwdriver and stick it into that new drain tube that you just installed. Since the new and improved drain tube may not align just perfect with the drain port that's behind the auger assembly, you may need to do a little bit of wiggling of the drain tube to ensure the proper fitment into the drain port. Proper fitment is achieved when the auger assembly slides all the way back with a click of the bottom hook. While being careful of that coil loop, go ahead and insert the new ice maker. The final step will include replacing the control board. It's a simple step compared to what we just been through.